Hey guys, it's Destiny back with another video, and you're watching the Decimania channel on YouTube. How y'all doing? Did you guys have a good Thanksgiving? It's pretty good here. Hope you guys had a good day yesterday. Well, I had planned on coming up here today and doing my predictions for Survivor Series, but I need to make this video instead. So, as a lot of you know, WWE and ESPN have a deal now where all of their pay-per-views or premium live events, whatever they're called now, will be streaming on ESPN. But they want you to pay $29.99, maybe even more than that, just to watch a pay-per-view on ESPN, which is the only thing that I wanted to get ESPN for, was for the pay-per-views. And it made me realize something. Have you noticed how many things that WWE content is on and that you have to pay for just to watch and follow one company? SmackDown's on USA. Okay, that's on cable television. You had to pay for that. Raw's on Netflix. Had to pay for that. Pay-per-views are now on ESPN on the unlimited bundle, which we cannot afford because, society sucks. This needs to be said. Okay, this really needs to be said. WWE's content is getting expensive to watch for the average fan. Or not for the average fan, but the average household. Like, even watching the show from your own home is getting expensive, and it needs to stop. Ticket prices, that's nothing. Or that's saying something, because that's going up too. They want thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars to watch a Raw or SmackDown, or even a pay-per-view, to go to one of those. And now you want us to pay money to watch WWE on all these streaming platforms when it could just be on one thing for $9.99 a month? Not to bring him up, but that was one thing good about when Vince McMahon was in charge, is that everything was on one. I liked the WWE network. I could watch whatever I wanted for $9.99 a month. Everything was right there. I could watch all the pay-per-views, I could watch Raw, SmackDown, all the old content, I liked that. I liked the WWE network. I know a lot of people probably didn't, but, that's at least something that was good about when Vince was in charge, that everybody could watch it. Now, I don't even know what the audience is going to look like in 10 years, because they have a 10-year deal with Netflix, and they're starting to freaking suck. Netflix is. It's freaking $20 a month for Netflix. With ads. For Raw, anyway. I don't know, but it needs to be said. It needs to be called out. WWE needs to make their content more affordable for people to watch. Put it all in one place. That's a good thing about TNA Plus and Max, is that AEW, at least AEW is all in one place. Like, they're also streaming on Prime with their pay-per-views, but they're also on Max. I haven't watched pay-per-view. You have to pay a little bit extra for that, but, I can at least watch their weekly content. TNA Plus, I get a lot of stuff For $9.99 a month, I get all of the old episodes of TNA, which I'm watching. I get most of the pay-per-views that stream every year. I get all of the old pay-per-views and stuff, except for Victory Road 2011, but we don't talk about that one. But it's ridiculous. Like, WWE is now making it to where the average household cannot even watch WWE because they want you to pay for all these different streaming services. It's ridiculous. And as someone who is a content creator, this really sucks because I don't want to just be a TNA exclusive channel, which, that's probably what it's gonna be if something doesn't happen, but the main three companies I review are TNA, AEW, and WWE. Okay, I just review the pay-per-views, but I review the classic ones as well and stuff like that. I was gonna start maybe reviewing ECW stuff on my channel next year, but I don't know where all the content's going. I wish they would have just stayed on Peacock. I wish they could have just worked something out with them, or even gone to Paramount Plus or something. But that's just me. I need content. I want to support this product, I really do, but it's getting harder now too because you want people to pay. And yeah, some of these people can probably afford to pay it because they have jobs. Guess what? I don't, because, again, society sucks. And no, I'm not making excuses. I literally cannot get a job because people will not hire me because of my blindness. And we have to have assistance. People like me have to have assistance. Someone like me cannot afford to watch this stuff every month because that's just not in the budget. And it sucks because I want to support the product. I want more content for my channel. But if I don't have the pay-per-views to review, I still have TNA, and that's great. I still have the AEW weekly episodes, that's great. That's good. But the big company that everyone watches is WWE. But, you're driving your audience away. And no, I don't want Vince McMahon back in the company. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying certain things were better under Vince McMahon, like having everything in one place. Back in the day, pay-per-views were like $50 a month, but now, $29.99 a month seems like a good deal, but not when you just don't have the money to do that every month. This is something that needs to be said, and it needs to be talked about. It needs to be addressed. The talent maybe should address this. Fans need to address this. They're probably going to address it by not watching the product. If it gets harder for people to watch it in their own homes, from the comfort of their own couch, that's a problem. I think everything just needs to be in one place, whether that be Max, Paramount, Peacock, whatever. Everything just needs to be in one place. I'm actually surprised SmackDown hasn't got a streaming service yet. SmackDown's still on cable television, which, again, is expensive. It sucks. I don't know, I may end up being a TNA exclusive channel for a while. I can still do figure reviews and stuff like that, but until we can figure something out, there might not be any WWE pay-per-view reviews for a while. But, you know, it sucks. Because I really wanted to watch Survivor Series this year. One, well, for a lot of reasons, actually. One, because I wanted to see John Cena's last pay-per-view appearance. Two, freaking Brock Lesnar is in War Games this year. Oh yeah, AJ Lee. She's back. Another reason. But, you know, because of their stupid pricing and stuff, it's not gonna happen. So, I don't know. I got a figure review going up Sunday. And hopefully this video will get people talking about this, because I seriously doubt that I'm going to be the one to do anything with this, but if it gets enough people talking, then that's all I care about. Like, people need to address this. Fans, people that work in the company. You know, it's ridiculous. You should not have to pay that much money to watch one company over multiple different platforms. It sucks. You know, I've always wanted to go to a pay-per-view. That'll probably never happen now. Can't save that kind of money. Especially for WrestleMania next year? Wow. I don't even want to talk about that. That's another thing, and they want to go to all these big money markets because they'll make enough money, they'll make more money, instead of going to these smaller markets that haven't gotten a WrestleMania or a SummerSlam or a Royal Rumble, you know? Minnesota was supposed to get WrestleMania next year. Or was it New Orleans? I think it's New Orleans. 2027, WrestleMania is probably going to Saudi Arabia. Nice. Great. Yay. Okay, what about Minnesota? What about... Frick! West Virginia's never got a WrestleMania. What the frick? It's because they want to have all these big money markets. And they're selfish. Like, they gotta figure this out. Because they're gonna lose their audience if they keep this up. You know, yeah, there's YouTubers that review the shows, and I can watch highlights of the weekly episodes on Raw, or on YouTube, but, you know, fine, whatever. I wanna watch the pay-per-views. I was so excited in 2020 when I finally got the WWE Network and was able to watch the Royal Rumble in 2021 and all this stuff. I like that. I gotta watch WrestleMania that year. That was my first live WrestleMania that I gotta watch. Not like in person, but you know what I mean. Now I'm not gonna go to watch WrestleMania next year, probably. This needs to stop. If you can't tell, I'm very frustrated. I apologize for that. I don't like coming up here and making these types of videos where I'm like frustrated like this. But you know what? It needs to be said. It needs to be said. Yeah. It sucks that, I mean, you know what? At least I'll get to see John Cena's last match, which It's probably not going to get a good build because that was last Monday, I think, was John Cena's last appearance on Raw. So it's just going to be Gunther building up the match. I freaking hate when they do that. It's probably going to be Gunther going on to the finals. Which, I have no problem with Gunther. I just don't think it's the right person. I really wish they could have gotten Edge. But that's neither here nor there. They're going to lose their audience if they don't stop. You know, I used to watch Raw and SmackDown on Hulu. Even if Raw and SmackDown were still on Hulu, I might be okay with that, but, you know. Even then, they got edited. Well, Raw did anyway. You know? Frick. You need a VPN to watch SmackDown on Netflix, which is ridiculous. I don't know, I figured I'd just come up and address this. You know, it's something that's really frustrating. You know, people can't even enjoy the content from their own homes because they have to pay freaking ridiculous amounts of money to watch it. You know, I have a feeling the audience that's going to be watching it in the next 10 years is the audience that's actually going to be able to afford it. Which is probably all they care about. Yeah, I will say that a lot of the creative has been better under Triple H than Vince, but I don't like these ticket prices going up. I don't like the content being all over the place. I don't like that. You should have just stayed on Peacock. Or at least should have had SmackDown and Raw on Hulu still. You know? Frick. It's really frustrating. Yeah, I just wanted to come up and address this because it really frustrates me. And I'm sure it frustrates a lot of people. And I just wanted to come up and address it. Didn't want to have to make this video. I wanted to come up and make a Survivor Series predictions video, but that ain't happening. I don't know. Maybe I'll do something Monday or something. Got a figure review going up. Might do 1 or 2 more DVD reviews this year. If I have the time. But, you know. Frick. This has got to end. I think that's going to be it for me. I'll see you guys Sunday. And let me know what you guys think of this. You think it's getting too expensive to watch WWE? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you guys on Sunday. By the way, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new here, or if you're a returning viewer and haven't subscribed yet, please do so. And hit the notification bell so you won't miss any new content. I'm trying to get back onto a more consistent schedule. I'll get there eventually. Probably not until next year, maybe. But I will get back onto a consistent schedule. A TNA episode review next week. Final resolutions next week, too. So, yep. Yeah, anyway, just have a good rest of your day. Thank you for watching. Peace and God bless you.